It's
I'm
you
doing
know what
it.
I'll do? I'll do a before and after. I'll put some copper in here, and then they can see like before and after.
I can just videotape the whole thing. I'm going right now.
Okay, can you send me a video then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, yeah.
That
just send it.
that noise was probably important.
And then they can kind of see. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be that long. And then you can stop and start your videos, right?
Yeah.
So then they can kind of see. Can you get audio in the videos?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so essentially we're heating this right here, and what we're trying to drive off the water, but we don't want to have spattering. Now, ideally, we should have a cover on that so it shouldn't spatter. Maybe we'll turn down the heat, Enzo. Why don't you turn that down just a little bit? Or I can turn it down if you're doing the video shoot. And then we'll just try to gradually heat it without spattering, just like if you were, I don't know, making tacos and you had too much liquid in there and you didn't have a cover, you gradually heat it, get rid of the tacos and not have it spill all over the stove. So ideally you should have a cover. It should be askew. What does askew mean? Askew means it looks like this, and I can kind of show you this right here. Enzo, you do it quick. It looks like this, but sometimes that falls off, so it can escape, but it's simmering kind of like you would on a stove. But there is easy for these things to fall off, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm worried about Enzo breaking it. Actually, I'm not. But I have had in classes, like one or two would break all the time, and it's really hard to avoid. And even I have broken them. Okay, probably especially I have broken them. Okay, so it's heating. What do you notice? Okay, you can see the color, what's happening. And this is a compound, but it has water loosely attached. We're trying to heat off the water. Ultimately, what are we going to do? We're going to be able to figure out how much water, how many grams of water was lost from it. We can convert that to moles, and we can know how much of the anhydrous salt. Okay, it's an ionic compound, so it's called a salt. Okay, and we can know moles of that, and then we can just compare the moles of water to the moles of anhydrous salt. That's where your lab is going to direct you to that. So you're getting to watch this reaction in its process. What did we do beforehand? I think Enzo weighed it with, he weighed it on a balance to the 1,000th of a gram. Maybe you can take a picture of that balance if you want, or I guess you can see it later. You know, you've probably worked with it. And that. Notice the optional pieces there. Those are things to do good lab technique you should be doing. I should have heated this first to make sure that it was no impurities. We short-circuited it, and I guess I've done this lab and I know we get good results without it, but that wouldn't always be the case. Another optional thing is it says you a pair of tongs. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to find that toward the end. Once you heat it and drive everything off, you should do another heating and weighing, and if the two things are within within the appropriate figs of each other to be considered the same, then you're done. If not, like let's say you do one, you do it again, and it even loses more weight, you know that you still had water in there. Okay, so you always do at least 2 heatings. We're not going to do that. We're going to essentially heat the heck out of it once, make sure you get it everything out of there. And if I were trying to get this in a 45-minute class, that's what I do. So note those optional things. I put those in there so you know the right technique, and sometimes we'll take shortcuts, but you can see that right there.
Nice.
Try to get this in there. This is going pretty good. I think it's still got
A little bit. The sides are all white now, pretty clearly, but the middle is still mostly blue. So are we waiting for that to whiten out as well?
I think it should whiten out, yeah.
Okay, we're almost at 5 minutes right now.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's fine. I think they got enough of the idea. Show them the desiccator right there. So when this gets done, we're gonna get rid of all that blue color, and we're gonna put it in the desiccator. What happens is if you heat it like this, it'll start. We gotta cool it, otherwise convection currents affect the mass. They kind of lift up the thing and make it way less than it really does. And then, so it doesn't gain moisture while we're waiting, we put it in the desiccator, which is kind of like it has calcium chloride or something in there, kind of like the stuff they put in shoes so they don't absorb moisture. So, you know, you don't get that sweaty shoe feel when you try on a pair of new shoes, because then you wouldn't buy it. So that's a little bit about what's going on.
All right, and then let's make this the one video.